You've decided to use your Ninja blender to prepare one of your infamous menu items, but you have had it stored away so it needs to be assembled. Here, we are taking the blade and carefully screwing it into the bottom of the blender. The blades are incredibly sharp, so you want to grab the blade from the top to avoid being cut. You need to place the blade in the blender prior to putting in your ingredients. Next, you grab your lid and identify where the arrow is on the top of the lid and line it up with the arrow that is on the handle. After you line these arrows up, place the lid on the blender and push down on the handle firmly. After placing the lid on the blender, make sure to check that it is fully secure by slightly tugging on it. After this, you will place your blender container onto the motor base. To do this, make sure that the handle is on the right side and twist your blender to the left to lock it into position. If you forget the direction, there are directions for locking and unlocking your blender on the very top of the motor base. After this, make sure that your Ninja is placed on a dry, level surface. Your kitchen counter would be the perfect place to use your Ninja. After this, plug it into your wall's electrical outlet. After plugging in your Vitamix, you will need to inspect each part and make sure that nothing is broken and that everything has been cleaned properly since its last use.
In this demonstration, we used the Ninja to prepare a salad dressing for a standardized recipe. Once assembled, we pressed and held the pulse button to pulse the garlic cloves intermittently for 1 to 2 minutes. You want to do large pieces of food first on the pulse function to give them a rough chop. This will make sure the ingredients can be incorporated well when other functions of the Ninja are used. After pulsing for a few minutes, power off the blender and then remove it from the base to add more ingredients. To remove the lid, press the release button and pull off. We added our fresh herbs such as parsley and mint and then pulsed for a few minutes to release flavor and make sure they would be thoroughly incorporated into our dressing. It is important when adding the fresh herbs to make sure you remove all stems. Once again, to remove the lid, press the release button and pull off. Now, the lemon juice is added to the Ninja with the use of a strainer to assure no seeds make it into our salad dressing mixture. Lastly, we added the liquid ingredients like oil and vinegar. When adding ingredients, be sure not to overfill the blender. Do not go past the fill line.
We placed the Ninja back onto the base and used the mix function for 1 to 2 minutes to incorporate the wet and dry ingredients. After mixing for a few minutes, make sure to remove the top safely and scrape down the sides of the blender with a rubber spatula. This will ensure that all of the ingredients are evenly incorporated. After scraping down the sides, remix if needed. Lastly, remove the blender from the base. Once removed from the base, you can open the pour spout and pour it into the desired container. In our case, we pour the dressing directly into our salad. To get an easier, quicker, and more even pour, remove the lid and the blade, then continue to pour into the desired container.
After you are done with the Ninja, it must be disassembled safely. Be sure that the equipment has been unplugged from the electrical socket, and you can move the base piece of equipment off to the side. It is important to be sure to disassemble the blade from the pitcher in order to clean it safely, because the blade is very sharp. In order to do so, you must first remove the lid from the pitcher. Then you can untwist the blade attachment from the pitcher and place it off to the side in a secure location to be cleaned. As for cleaning the Ninja blender, once the disassembly is complete, use warm, soapy water to wash the pitcher, lids, and blade assemblies. Once all of the food has been removed from the materials, you reattach the blade securely and fill the pitcher about a quarter of the way full with warm, soapy water. Be sure to wipe off any excess water on your hands or on the outside of the pitcher. After securely attaching the lid, you can reattach the pitcher apparatus to the Ninja base and plug the outlet back into the socket. Turn the Ninja onto a low volume for about 10 seconds in order to assure the equipment has been properly cleaned. And then unplug the power cord from the wall. Finally, remove the lid and blade once more and rinse the pitcher and lid thoroughly with a sponge and water to remove all remnants of soap. Use a dishwashing utensil, such as this brush, to scrub and rinse the blade, avoiding any direct skin contact. It is important to use a brush or tool when washing the blades in order to avoid injury due to direct skin contact. Dry all equipment completely before putting away for storage.
The Ninja blender can be used to chop, blend, mix, and puree many different kinds of foods.